Hey, Detroit Lions fans. Hey, Michigan fans. This is Tim Becker. This is uh, my YouTube channel. Um, okay. As we know that the Detroit Lions have underperformed for so many years. They have never won a Super Bowl, let alone NFC Championship. They have never won the NFC North. What I want to talk about today is this finally the time? Is this finally the time that the Lions can put together a team that will take us and do something that they could not even do under when they had great running backs like Barry Sanders? Can Matthew Stafford and company, can Matt Patricia bring the Lions respect? Will the line finally get respect from the fans? Will the line finally get respect from the league by bringing championships, by being the NFC North champion? Can they do it? Can they beat teams like the Chicago Bears, who won the NFC North last year with the strong defense that the Chicago Bears have, and with the West Coast offense with an explosive additive to it? Can the Lions beat the Chicago Bears, who has a great defense? Can the Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings? And what about the Green Bay Packers? Will the Packers be another will this be another down year? As we know, the last couple of years the Lions have owned the Green Bay Packers. Is this going to be brighter future for the Lions in years to come now, since we have coach Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn getting us players? Or is it just going to be another sour taste in our mouth? Are we going, after this 2019 season, are we going to still be wondering what it's going to take to bring a victory to Detroit and back to the state of Michigan? Yes, we're not like Detroit, or we're not like New York, California, those other states that have more than one team. In Michigan, the only team that we got in the NFL is the Detroit Lions. We, in all other sports in Detroit, we have seen championships. We have seen the Tigers win the World Series a couple times. It's been a while. It has been a while. We have seen the Pistons win. We have seen of course, the Red Wings win uh, the Stanley Cup. We have seen the Pistons win the NBA championship. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while for all those teams. But we have never seen the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl or even appear in the Super Bowl. So, can Matt Patricia, with the team that he has created alongside, that Bob Quinn has created for him, and can Matt Patricia be the difference that the Lions have not had? Can Matthew Stafford finally win his first playoff game? Can the city of Detroit be proud of its Lions? Not only just be proud of them for being a team, an NFL team, but be proud of them for winning. This is something that we need to look at. But only time will tell. Unfortunately, as you can see, none of us is getting any younger, sadly. uh, William Clay Ford, the guy who bought the Lions because they were such a bad team, bought them to uh, bring it to make them championship material, has failed. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years now. His wife, Martha Stewart, oh boy, I messed that one up. Martha Ford, sorry, Martha Ford, about saying that. Brought in Bob Quinn, of course, 4 years ago. uh, to go ahead and try to change the Lions organization. But hey, is Bob Quinn better than what Matt Millen was? We all know that Matt Millen had that William Clay Ford Jr. had went ahead, or William Clay Ford Sr. had went ahead and brought in Matt Millen, thinking that an attitude change would go ahead and change the way of the Lions. Well, unfortunately, years after Matt Millen was fired, we still ain't gotten a championship win. Heck, the Lions have not won the NFC North since the NFC North has been created. Now, arguably, there was one year, the year that they went ahead and made the went ahead and made the playoffs as the second round. Uh, not the second round, but the second place team in the NFC North. There, arguably, if the game would have been called fair against Green Bay, they might have been able and probably should have been able to win the NFC North that year. But it was not in the cards, and it was clear in that game that the NFL wanted Packers to be the NFC North champions, and it was very clear in that year that they that the NFL did not want the Lions to go any further because hey, the refs went ahead. That was the year that the Lions had to go to Dallas. Went ahead and offensive pass interference was caught on a Dallas player, and the refs went ahead and mind-boggling picked up the flag and caused a great controversy that hey, that everybody that the networks picked up on. So this year we're going to have replay rule. How is that going to change? How is that going to change the outcome of games? And by the end of the game, uh, is Detroit even going to still have their challenge left? Because you don't get more challenges. You still only get like two a game. Um, I think maybe up to three a half. You can still get that, but you gotta win your first one in order to get the second one. I don't know how that all worked out. You're not gonna get more, and of course, still after the, as far as I know, still after that 2 minutes is after 2 minute warning, is that still going to be up to the replay booth to look at it, and are they going to be looking closer? And we all know that way back when Megatron on Monday Night Football, way back in when Megatron went ahead and caught that ball and basically had to go ahead and had the referee sign it to go ahead and win that game. When we lost to Chicago that year, uh, they looked at it on replay and they ruled against the Lions. So what is the NFL going to do to make things right? Of course, the catch rule has changed since then, and it's easier to call a catch if it's a catch. But still, you're going to still have controversy. When is the NFL going to get it right? When is the NFL going to go ahead and actually have the refs explain why some of these calls they made? And when are they going to go ahead and do what's right to the team that was actually basically cheated out of victory? Now, yeah, you may go ahead and say one call shouldn't change the play of a game. But hey, one call meant the Rams going to the Super Bowl, or a lack of a call meant the Rams going to the Super Bowl rather than the Saints last year. So you look at it that way. And for years, everybody has said, "Oh yeah, one call doesn't change the game. You should have been playing better better before that. No. Is it just that the game has been changed, or really is it that the game didn't go the way the NFL wanted it to, or the way the refs that were refing that game wanted it to? Because sometimes you look at it and you wonder if they just want to say, "Not on my watch." Are we going to go ahead and give it to the Detroit Lions, or as far as like last year being the Saints? Was it that because LA finally got a team, spent all that money that the NFL wanted the Lions to go ahead and, or not the Lions, the Rams to go ahead and get in the Super Bowl? A lot of good it did them though, because they got killed by the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Well, not really killed, but the only touchdown was by New England. So hey, does the NFL, and this is one thing that I want people to look at, does the NFL decide who it wants to win games? Or is it actually a competition? I mean, for years, we have seen one team being screwed out of a victory, and other teams being helped by it. This year, heck, the Lions could have won a couple more games if it wouldn't have been for questionable, and I'll say that loosely, questionable calls by the refs. I just know that if you're a player, y- you don't you don't need a bad call to go ahead and take your victory from you, let alone the fans, let alone if you're a fan. If you're a fan that went ahead and paid that money to go ahead and see your team, or if you're a fan, I mean, time is important. Time is important. It is. If you're a fan that's going ahead and giving up your time to watch a team, and then for the NFL to go ahead and take that away from you, hey, that's wrong. That is very wrong. And I don't care if it's NFL, NBA, or whatever. And then to go ahead and say that you can, to go ahead and fine somebody, fine a coach, fine ownership because they dare speak and call you guys out, call the NFL, NBA, or whatever, NHL out by saying, hey, you guys got it wrong. So you'll go ahead and fine a player, fine an owner, fine a coach for pointing out when you guys make a mistake. That makes it look like you guys are trying to hide something. Well, hey, you guys ain't doing a good job because, hey, those cameras are on you guys. And yeah, you guys may want it to just be hush us, but heck, in this world, in this day and age, people is going to question things that are wrong. It isn't like when I was growing up. It isn't like, oh yeah, you just go ahead and you take the hard knocks and you know, people's going to question it. So NFL, you have some answering to do. If you can't get it right under replay, how can you get it right when it's right in front of your nose? All right, that ain't really what I wanted to talk about today, but I just kind of got going on a rant, and hey, it's natural for me to complain about the rest. That's one of the things that I do. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this live video. I just want to say go Lions on the proud. Lions, one pride.